see my screen at the moment, if all is well. And Anita, can
Thank you, Alexander.
read them out? Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you for collecting the questions. So the first three arriving questions. Are the owner's requirements considered as the Bible, or is it possible that they might change along the way, either, for example, to a re-evaluation of the costs? So I guess this is a question to Ole.
Yeah, the owner's project requirements, that is the Bible. And of course it's changed on the way because they get new ideas on the way. They want maybe a better indoor climate or better acoustics in some area, or maybe they can find out that something's more expensive. But still, then you have to change them. And of course also the designers, they will ask probably for more money, and as well with the constructors if there will be changes on the way. So it will be we'll just handle it like any other change in the process. Revised owner's project requirements means that we have revised accept criteria for our whole process.
Thank you, Ole. So we go to the second question, if no one else would like to add from the speakers. The difference of the 40% in energy performance of the two similar shopping centers in the examples is most impressive. Was there a specific factor involved, or is this often the case? That's again a question to Ole.
Yes, there was, especially here, there was a factor. If you download the presentation and look at the graph, you can see it's in the summer, especially in the summer, they have saved a lot, and that's due to we had put a lot of focus in the cooling plant, and the cooling plant at the bad of the centers, the bad center who had no commissioning, was actually with bad refrigerants, and it was also old-fashioned in many ways. So that's where we put our focus on that one.
Okay, and I think, Ole, you can even stay unmuted. Next question also to you. Does the commissioning cost represent a fixed percent of the total?
They do, but these are key figures. You have to make an individual budget for each project, because it will be different from a different budget for a storage building or for a laboratory.
Thank you. The next question, is there a push towards stronger commissioning requirements in the recent draft proposals for the next EPBD? So I can start the answer for these, and others can also contribute. Well, brief, short answer, no. We don't see any strong push towards these. There are elements, but as we consider, and that's why we had this position paper linked to the inspection, and there is this paragraph about inspection where they start to talk about building automation and control and the role of ICT in the whole process of inspection, which is pretty much, that's the closest actually topic to continuous commissioning, but per se there is no, we don't see any such requirement, and that's why we have this proposal, this position with a more detailed description about how these processes should be regulated, and we will continue to advocate for this in the future. And Ole? Sorry, Stefan?
This is Stefan Presser. Actually, the Quantum project is intended to support those intentions, to strengthen and show the potential of better commissioning, better quality management for buildings as a necessary addition of technical or conceptual requirements for buildings.
Yeah, there are some good tools out there. The SEN standards, which actually is made on basis of the EPDB directive, actually they can help the owner set up measurable requirements, for example, for energy consumption of different kinds of installations, including building automation.
Yes, thank you. Correct. So we can take the last question then for this session. Is there any guide or practice for commissioning of smaller buildings, for example, 500 square meter public buildings?
Should I answer that too? Yes, the commissioning process, you can actually use the commissioning process on everything, because it's about setting up measurable requirements and then track them all the way through the process. And there's no lower limit, and there's no limit on complexity on what project you can actually apply this to. Of course, you have to see maybe smaller projects don't have any surplus budget for high-profile specialists coming and making measurements, but that's an individual evaluation. For example, we have made a lot of commissioning on data centers, and they are less than 500 square meters, but they are very, very expensive, and its uptime is a very big issue.
And I would like to add that actually the critical question here is how you define effective commissioning processes for those small buildings that are still appropriate for them, like in terms of energy savings or improved indoor environmental qualities. And this is something I would also refer to in my presentation, the last presentation.
All right, thank you very much for the questions and also for the answers. So I think we can continue. And while Alexander is doing the technical part, so I would like to give the floor to Dan Rossiter, who is Senior BIM Communicator at BRE, which is the Building Research Establishment in the United Kingdom, and he's from Wales. He will talk about the role of BIM in the process.